Yes, good afternoon, all the students. First, before starting the new topic, let us check what exactly is our syllabus position. If you see, we are into the fourth unit. The fourth unit is the inverter, and there is small change in the syllabus when compared to last year, but still, we do take all the different topics. If you see the syllabus, introduction and basic working principle of the inverter, parameters means the derivation what we have done. So single phase bridge inverters with R and RL load, they have given in the syllabus. We have taken the animation as well as the circuit complete explanation with the graphs. So single phase bridge inverters, today's class we take the problem and derivation. Okay. The single phase bridge inverters provide dash type of waveform, modified sine wave. Single phase bridge inverter provides modified sine wave. So what is this modified sine wave? Modified sine wave is approximately equal to the pure sine wave. With the help of modified sine wave also we can turn on one bulb or the motor. Many companies are trying to convert this modified sine wave to pure sine wave. That is not there in the syllabus. So how we can convert? So generally bridge inverters generate the square waveform. That square waveform is converted into modified sine wave using pulse width modulation. Okay. So one more simple point I'm telling. Sir, I'm using the inverter. I'm converting DC to AC. Okay. But in power electronics, the output AC voltage is not fixed. The output voltage can be variable. Output current can be variable. How it is possible? With the help of pulse width modulation technique. Okay. So if you are using one inverter, if you are buying one inverter, that inverter internally contains pulse width modulation concept. With that concept only, we can change the modulation index value. Last class, as I mentioned. So by changing the modulation index value, we can control the output power. So simple difference, I'll show you with the slide. So with R and RL loads. Now, next class, if at all exams are there from November 12th, we'll see the class after November 12th. Okay, two exams. Three-phase bridge inverters, very important topic. I will take with a special concentration this one. This three-phase bridge inverter, definitely it will come in the examination. 120 degrees mode, that too. Okay. So our concept is this one, and today's class we take the derivation and problem on bridge inverter. Next, voltage control of single phase inverters. This is what just now I mentioned. How you are controlling the output voltage of inverter. Inverter, we convert DC to AC, but power electronics subject says that the output voltage can be controlled. So how to control the output voltage of inverters is the topic, voltage control of single phase inverter. And this topic we have seen, single phase pulse width modulation, multiple, and most important thing is sinusoidal pulse width. Now you can see in the syllabus they have not given series inverter, parallel inverter, but still in the examination they will give you the series and parallel inverter. That's why we have taken in the last class. Our last class topic was the parallel inverter. So now I am going for the topic. Now today's topic, bridge inverter derivation, and then after derivation we are going for the voltage control of single phase inverters. Okay, right. Two topics will take. Let me share the new slide. Now, so let us move to the bridge inverter. So bridge inverter circuit, as I mentioned, which is the most commercial inverter. How many types of inverters are present? Anyone? There are basically three types of inverters. One is pure sine wave inverter, modified sine wave inverter, and a square wave inverter. We got voltage source inverter, current source inverter. That classification we'll see later on. But if somebody asks you how many types of inverters, every common person know inverter converts AC fixed DC to AC. But power electronics subject proves that inverter is a power electronic circuit which converts fixed DC power to variable AC power at different frequencies also. So remember the definition. If you say just DC to AC, it is wrong answer. Inverter is a power electronic circuit which converts fixed DC power to variable AC power at different frequencies. So you can ask, sir, why we require a different frequency? If the frequency is changed, if the frequency is increased, then speed of the motor also increases. If the frequency is decreased, the speed of the motor decreases. So we say that power electronics inverter is completely different from basic inverter circuit. Here we are not discussing basic inverter circuit which convert DC current to AC current. We are discussing fixed DC power is converted to variable AC power. Now H bridge inverter with resistor load or inductive load, this is the circuit. Okay, so right, this explanation with animation we have seen, but today's class we concentrate on the derivation part. So if you see this graph, okay, all of you. So we this particular graphform, this is AC. Of course, it is the form of square wave. It is the AC signal because the current flows in one direction and then in other direction. As I mentioned, what is the proof that AC current is flowing through the load as the inverter converts DC to AC? So the current flowing through the load is in one direction and then in opposite direction. That type of current can be called as the AC current. And why you are getting in the shape of the pulse here, when T1, T2 are on, one pulse is generated. When T3 and T4 are on, another pulse is generated in opposite direction. Therefore, it is nothing but square waveform. Okay. So this is what the waveform we are getting. We convert this waveform to the sine wave. Okay. That is called the modified sine wave. That is different. Now, so first today's class, we are supposed to derive the expression for the bridge inverter. So bridge inverter output waveform, this last one is nothing but the output waveform. So what is the time period, time taken to complete one full cycle? So what is a full cycle? Full cycle is a combination of positive half cycle and negative half cycle. So 0 to, let us see here, it is T. If it is capital T, this one will be T by 2. Here it will be T by 2. So now I want to derive the expression as I am converting DC voltage or DC current or DC power to AC power. So in all textbooks, derivations are taken in terms of the voltage. You can see here we have taken the screenshot of the textbook image, only 1-2 line derivation. So what is the output voltage of the inverter, bridge inverter? So today onwards, remember, we have done converters, output voltage with resistor load, inductive load. Now output voltage of bridge inverter means it is nothing but the RMS voltage, because AC voltage we are generating. AC means the real name of AC is RMS, as we have studied already. So output voltage expression is RMS. What is the formula for RMS? Anyone? RMS voltage, root of the mean of the square of the quantity. So here what is the quantity? Voltage. Therefore here we have taken ES, the input voltage, root, okay, whole power 1 by 2, square root we can write, root of the mean average. We already know the average formula is nothing but 1 by t integral 0 to t v of t dt. So what is the average here for this cycle? Off plus off is the full. So therefore here we have taken t naught by 2. If the total time period is t, here it will be t naught by 2. So 1 by t integral 0 to t square of the quantity. So as we have taken the average of value 1 by t naught by 2 integration 0 to t naught by 2 square of the quantity. I hope it is clear, this formula. So RMS voltage is the AC voltage. What is the formula for RMS? Root of the square of the mean of the quantity, voltage quantity. So if you substitute here and application of E square S, 2E square S, you are going to get the value as it is constant. So overall you are going to get the value. Output voltage of bridge inverter is equal to the input source voltage for resistive and inductive load. So remember this derivation, you are supposed right after the theory, this 2 lines derivation. What is the output voltage of converter? If somebody asks you, we already studied Vm by pi into 1 plus cos alpha. But now, what is the output voltage of bridge inverter? Series and parallel inverter, no derivations, only circuit theory is mentioned. But bridge inverter, whenever you explain, you have to explain the output RMS voltage. So what is output voltage of inverter? If somebody asks you, output RMS voltage of bridge inverter, the value is always equal to the input DC voltage. So that's why this inverter is used everywhere, because there is no losses. What if I am giving 200 volts input, output also will be equivalent AC voltage. So that is called the RMS. Okay, we will see with respect to the problem. So external examination, after explaining the theory of bridge inverter, you must write this derivation and just show this particular formula. Output RMS equal to the input DC voltage. So we'll take one problem here, one simple problem. One problem is quite sufficient. Right. All of you can see here a single phase full bridge. We are not discussing a half bridge. No need to study the half bridge. You will get confused. If you find any textbook also, directly study the full bridge. This is the full bridge inverter. Resistor load means here we will put the resistor, inductor load, motor. We have seen the explanation also. Single phase full bridge inverter has a resistor load of 5 ohms. Okay, input voltage is Vs equal to 220. So what we are supposed to calculate? Calculate output voltage of inverter and power. Anyone tell me? Already just now I've shown you the derivation. What is the output voltage formula of inverter? All the students. What is output voltage of bridge inverter? Output voltage is V0 RMS. V0 or E0 RMS voltage equal to the input voltage Vs. Just now this derivation has proved. So output RMS voltage of bridge inverter is equal to the input DC voltage. So it says that when you convert DC to AC, you are getting the exact DC voltage. That's why it is used everywhere, bridge inverter. The cost is also very much less. So what is output voltage? E0 equal to 220 volts. Now calculate the power transfer to the load, output power. We already know P is equal to V square by RL or else I square into RL. So what is the E0 RMS square? E0 RMS 220 whole square by 5. So power equal to 220 whole square by 5 is nothing but the output power. So simple problems will be asked for based upon the inverter. So we'll take this one. Okay, I hope this simple problem, two formulas. So now let us move to the next topic. As I mentioned, you must understand the theoretical concept here actually. So if you are converting, if you are developing one inverter circuit, so what we can do, DC supply is converted into AC, but we are supposed to generate the variable AC. So in the industry, so what is our next topic? Voltage control of inverter. Remember, theory question 100% will get in the examination. Explain the voltage control of inverter. So what is the techniques? How to control the output voltage? If I am not controlling the output AC voltage, let us say I am designing one inverter. That inverter, okay, it converts fixed DC to AC, but that AC has to be variable. So how we are supposed to make that output voltage as variable? If the output voltage is variable, output current is variable, and then output power is variable. Therefore, we can control the speed of the motor. We can send the variable power. So power electronics says that how to control and how to vary the output power to the load. So now what are the techniques? So basically there are two techniques. One is internal control. Another one is external control. Internal control and external control. So internal control of voltage is done by using pulse width modulation technique. Remember this one. If everyone will ask you, design one inverter. So inverter, your own circuit you are going to design, which convert fixed DC to AC. Now that AC has to be variable. How to vary the output voltage? There are two techniques. One is external control and internal control. Internal control involves pulse width modulation concept. Pulse width modulation concept in detail we have studied. Okay, that concept, sinusoidal pulse width concept. You can see adjust voltage. This is a simple theory statement. You can find in any textbook, any material. As per the requirement of the load, we have to vary the output voltage. So voltage control, how to explain? Voltage control of inverter as categorized into internal control as well as external control. So which one is best? 100% internal control of inverter is efficiently used everywhere. How to make this, how internal control is possible? It is possible with the help of pulse width modulation technique. So remember all of you, in the external examination or when you do a BTech project, you will do the project on pulse width modulation technique. MTech also, if you are studying, you will have the separate subjects on pulse width modulated inverters. Okay. So what is this pulse width modulation theory? technique we have studied. So when we are designing one inverter, solar inverter, which contains fixed DC, output will be AC, but that AC voltage should be variable. How to vary that AC voltage? By using internal control or external control. Internal control method involves pulse width modulation. So you must explain the entire process of pulse width modulation. We have seen the two waveforms are superimposed. Point of intersection results in the modulation index. Okay. By changing the modulation index value, we can change the output voltage. That topic already we have discussed. That's why not different. Now, what are external control? Okay. External control methods. You can see here methods for control of output voltage is external control. Another one is internal control. So now you can see external control is again divided into AC and DC. First we'll see external AC. This is the theory question. Asked is this diagrams what you are going to see right now. You can draw. And this material I have already mailed. You can check in the material, it will be there, block diagrams. The same thing can draw in the examination. It is a diagram. So first, external control means, let us say input is DC. Yes, we place the inverter. That inverter, normal inverter converts DC to AC. Again, you have to place one variable AC voltage controller, which provides the variable AC. It is not constant AC here, variable AC, which can be given to the AC load, bulb or else induction motor. This is one proposal. Don't say that, sir, you have mentioned in power electronics inverter means which convert fixed DC to variable AC. Yes, that is using internal control. If I am not using pulse width modulation, then your inverter will provide DC to fixed AC. Fixed AC is again passed to the AC voltage controller, and then it converts fixed AC to variable AC. This is our last unit we will discuss. So AC load induction motor. Okay. So this is one proposal. How many types are there? That is the question. This is one particular block diagram. Only block diagram you can show. So next method we'll see. Okay. External control, series inverter control. See what is this? So how to control the output voltage? Take two inverter circuits. Two inverter circuits are connected to same DC supply. This circuit diagram you have to draw with the block diagram. And these two inverter circuits are connected in series. Series means what here? You can see here the secondary winding of first inverter is connected in series with the secondary winding of the second inverter. You can see this connection. Parallel means you already know phase to phase, neutral to neutral. Okay. But here the secondary windings of both inverters are connected in series. Okay. So series, same current is flowing. So when two windings are connected in series, their voltage value increases. But if they are not connected linearly, we have to take the vector calculation. So what is output voltage? It is not V0 equal to V1 plus V2. Okay. It is the parallelogram law of vectors. It is a vector combination of both the quantities. So V1 square plus V2 square plus 2, V1, V2 cos 90. If the angle is 90, cos 90, 0 we are going to get. You can see. So here it is a vector combination. You can see. Okay. So what is the another technique means series inverter control, where two inverters are connected in series, where the secondary windings are connected in series. Same current flows. So V01 and here it has to be V02 in the animation. Overall voltage is a vector combination of both the voltages. You can see the resultant, as you already know this diagram we have done in networks. So that is what we can show for series inverter control. Output voltage is the resultant of both the inverters, inverter 1 plus inverter 2. Again, I can say these are very old techniques. Latest technique is pulse width modulation technique, which we have done. But in this examination, you will get this question. What is another technique, another method, external control of DC voltage? Okay. This theory material is mailed to all the students, the BTech third year mail ID. Now, in the industry, so you can ask, sir, why this block diagram, what we have to remember, how to do. If in an industry, if they are having AC supply only, if they are not getting DC supply, what an engineer has to do? The power electronic engineer, yes, if we are getting only AC supply, okay, what we'll do? We convert AC to DC, okay, but we require variable AC. So first AC is converted to DC. This is one method, and then DC we must have pure DC filters we are placing. and then that pure DC is given to the inverter. Okay, and this inverter is power electronic inverter, which provides variable AC or controlled AC voltage. Always controlled AC only is given to the load. So one more proposal is what you see, uncontrolled rectifier. Uncontrolled rectifier means only diode circuits, power diodes. It converts AC to DC, but the DC can be stepped up and stepped down. Therefore, you can also place the chopper, and eliminating the harmonics, you are going to apply to the inverter, and inverter provides the controlled AC voltage. So don't get confused what are these blocks. So you can use, depending upon the requirement, you can use any type of the block. That means if one industry is having only AC supply, if they are using the fully controlled converter with SCRs, they can go with this one. So in practice nowadays, in all the industries, everyone are going for the pulse width modulation technique inverters, not all these components, because the cost increases. But one more point I am telling you, in future also I'll ask you when you will be in the final year for the project, remember the word resonant inverter. Even pulse width modulation technique has got the disadvantage. What is a disadvantage? In all central government jobs, they ask you this question, interviews. What is a disadvantage of pulse width modulation? Whenever SCRs turn on and turn off, they generate the harmonics. So these harmonics are associated with the pulse width modulation technique. So that's why nowadays the latest one is resonant inverters. Okay, so resonant inverters is not there in the syllabus, but when we do any project, we'll take that particular inverter. So another method is what, in an industry, if they are having AC voltage, they can also use the AC controller and they convert to DC. So these are the theory explanation only. So only block diagram you can remember of your own also you can put, not the same order. As an engineer, as a polytechnic engineer also, you can have. So if in the industry, if they are having fixed DC, they can convert DC to AC, or they can convert fixed DC to variable AC, and that variable AC can be again filtered and it can be given to the inverter. You can see controlled DC is given to the inverter. This is the theory topic, that's why I'm taking at last. Okay, so these are the different possible combinations of this particular inverter. So third one is internal. So how many types of voltage control techniques are present? There are two different types. One is external and next one is internal. External control contains different circuits, choppers, inverters. We have seen just now. Internal control uses pulse width modulation technique. You can see most efficient is doing by pulse width modulation. So okay, right. Let us take fixed DC to the inverter, control produced by the inverter. This is very cheap and efficiency is high. Okay. So what is pulse width modulation? You can see here lower order harmonics eliminated here, advantages. Output voltage can produce without any additional component. That's why it is used everywhere. These points are very important for 2 marks questions external. What are the advantages of pulse width modulation technique? Okay, right. So pulse width modulation concept we have seen. Every student should be perfect with this one, because as a power electronic engineer, you should be perfect with that one. So let me show you one clarification. Those who are listening, I think only 13 students are present, right? So now if you see, so I just maximize this slide. Every student, of course, in diploma also you have studied, but still in your brain, you must know. One day, today's class also you can ask. When you are free, you ask practically. So what we can do now, we are in third year. I want to start my own company. So remember what I am saying today. If you want to start your own company using electrical knowledge, I can say electrical engineering means now power electronic engineering, main core. Power system, generation of the power, transmission lines everywhere. Nobody will purchase the generators, right? Every house, every person can have the power electronic components. So if anybody is interested to start their own company, yes, we will work on that one using the power electronic concepts, using power electronic inverters. Okay, so in the lab, once it is on, we'll design one inverter. I'm having one video also which you have done in the lab. Okay, we'll see later on. So why I'm showing this one? So first 2 units, converters. By changing the firing angle, that is the gate terminal, output power is controlled. Then output position of the load and power transfer to the load is controlled. Now, if you are using the inverter, you can see, okay, inverter or chopper here. For example, chopper is taken. If I am using the chopper, which quantity I have to change? Can I change the firing angle? Anyone tell me, those who are listening? If I'm using the chopper circuit, I want to control the speed of the motor. What I have to change? Any one student, come on, unmute and tell me. You have to change duty cycle. There is no word called firing angle. There is only duty cycle. You have to, by changing the duty cycle T on by T, you can control the output power. For inverter, anyone tell me? For inverter, we are supposed to change the modulation index. So just I will share, because these are very important. So pulse width modulation, this graph, what we have taken, it is very much important. The pulse width sinusoidal pulse width modulation. Yeah, every engineer should be perfect in this one. By changing the modulation index value, we can control the output power transfer to the load. So what is the modulation index? Ratio between the reference voltage to the carrier voltage. We have seen all this one. So don't miss out this explanation. Okay. So right. So next class will target and we'll see the next class the three-phase inverters. Three-phase inverter is most important. So I'll end the class for the day. Okay. So any questions, anyone, any general question regarding the, as you have definitely, I can assure you, those who are listening right now. So once we are in the college, the final year you start, the third year you have started, 3-2 onwards, we'll do the innovative project on power electronics. Definitely we'll see that you are placed in the core jobs. Okay, that is our target. Anyone, any question you are having? Any student? Any general question you can ask me? Inverters is what is our product. Every student should be perfect with the development of the inverter. Okay, no questions. Okay, right. Let me take the screenshot. The attendance here, participants.